Hi everyone, and welcome to Heart Matters. We believe that our faith is woven into every part of our lives and that it's the bedrock for every kind of situation. Today, we'll be starting a very special journey together. Over the next few weeks, we're launching a series where we're going to be exploring the profound and deeply personal intersection between faith and exceptionalities. We'll try to get a greater picture of what it truly looks like for individuals navigating the world with developmental, physical, or cognitive disabilities. And maybe we'll learn how our local faith communities can better embrace and support these individuals. Starting off this series, we have a couple dear friends of ours from right here in Gander. Listen as Denise Whalen shares some of the story of her daughter Robyn and how their faith in Jesus is everything to them. Also joining us as today's musical guest, we're pleased to have Sharon Hodder from Lewisport. Enjoy.
She was down on her knees, she would never get free. Her accusers had stones in their hands. They turned to Jesus to see what he'd say, but the Lord just wrote in the sand. They all walked away when they heard him say, "Let the sin-free cast the first stone." With tears on her face, her past was erased. She stood in a moment of grace. Now the thief on the cross knew that his life was lost. He must pay for the crimes of his past. He had done nothing right, he would sure lose his fight. His time was running out fast. Then he took his last shot, said to Jesus, "Why not? Remember me when you reach heaven's gate." And Jesus forgave, all his sins were erased, and he died in a moment of grace, a moment of grace, undeserved favor, unspeakable joy. My soul away, he called my name, everything changed in a moment of grace. I've been counted out by the self-righteous crowd who would say I'm not worthy to live. You've drifted too far, you're so stuck in sin's mire. You need a miracle that only God can give. Oh, but Jesus came by, and with his reply, he said, "I choose you, live for me today." And Jesus forgave me, all my sin was erased, and I stood in a moment of grace, a moment of grace, undeserved favor, unspeakable joy. My soul found an swept my soul away. He called my name, everything changed in a moment of grace.
Looking for a quiet, clean, and economical place to stay in central Newfoundland? Evangel Convention Center offers hotel and motel rooms, cabins, bunk rooms, and RV lots. We are a family-friendly site featuring nature trails, a playground, and sporting areas. Give us a call today.
From envelopes to tractor-trailer loads, Dooley's Trucking caters to all your shipping needs. Capable of meeting all your shipping requirements throughout Newfoundland. Dooley's Trucking is your choice for fast and efficient delivery. Ship with the best. Ship Dooley's.
My name is Brandon Lee Mullet. I'm the owner here at Gander Appliance and Furniture, and I'd like to welcome you to our new showroom right here in Gander.
We carry a wide variety of furniture brands, including Canadian-made Decorest, Canadel Dining, and a large variety of Ashley furniture. We also carry major appliance brands such as Bosch, Maytag, and Whirlpool. Come visit us at 60 Armstrong Boulevard in Gander or 1 Fairview Street in Lewisport.
Closed captioning provided by Terry's Tents, offering services such as printing, embroidery, craft supplies, and canvas fabrication for over 30 years. Located in Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Hi, my name is Denise Whalen. I originally grew up in a little town called Deadman's Bay. When I was a teenager, I became pregnant at the age of 17. I had a special needs child. Took me down some very, very challenging paths at that time. Robyn was born at 28 weeks. Hopes of her surviving were very little. She was just too tiny. Her lungs had collapsed 3 times. She had a bleeding on the brain, and it was getting to the point where we would have had to make some choices as to whether or not we would take the machines off. And I remember just calling home and getting our church, just pray. We couldn't accept that this little baby was given to us and then taken away. I remember the Salvation Army officer that came in to pray with us. 2 weeks later, he came back, and she was actually breathing on her own. And he was just totally amazed by that. That was the very first miracle that we saw. Just her being there, absolutely. In the beginning for Robyn, there was a lot of physical scares. She used to have a seizure disorder. Then she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and it was clear that she was never going to walk. This wheelchair was going to be her existence. It was going to be her reality for life. And that was hard in a small community, getting her even to school. We had to do a lot of traveling. We had to spend a lot of time at the Janeway and doing rehabilitation. But it was the simple things, it was getting her into church. It was getting her on the school bus in the beginning. So we actually had to do private transportation, and then that became an issue when there was an electric wheelchair, and that was too heavy to transport. And then there was surgery after surgeries, and we would need hospital beds in the living room, and the living room would never be big enough for that. And then as she grew, we had to have the proper toileting and shower aids and stuff like that. So all along the way, every year there was something new to discover, something that we didn't have that we had to have, or a resource that we didn't know we needed, but we needed. And it was always a learning curve for me. And I always said, I was young when I had Robyn, I always said that we grew up together, because I had to learn from all of that. And having somebody with a disability certainly humbled me, and it taught me to be so grateful for having our physical bodies, that we can do what we want to do and we're not restricted, and we can, get our education, and we can do sports, and we can move on to a job. And Robyn never had the opportunity for that, but, we had a community that bonded with us to help with her, not just through prayers, but helping us, navigate how to include her and how to make her feel important. And she was loved by the entire community. And same when we moved to Gander. Gander was a bigger area. The school was bigger. I had concerns in the beginning about that, like how is she going to adjust from a tiny little school to a big school? But I tell you, it was amazing. She was accepted right from the beginning. She did very well with the special needs program that they have, which is phenomenal for teaching them life skills, transition from being a child to a teen to a early adult. And there's a lot involved in it, and it changes you to go through all of these phases in your life and know how different it is. She does communicate very well, but all of her physical activities is dependent on somebody. Because I work full-time outside of the home, I do have a worker that can come in and do that 8 hours that I'm outside of the house. I had questions, why was my child born like this? But as I grew in my faith and as I matured myself, I come to realize it was a privilege to be given a child that needed me to care for them. And God tells us in His Word that when we care for people like Robyn, we're caring for Him. And I remember one night I was washing her feet, and it was just like taking care of somebody like Robyn and washing their feet would be like washing the feet of Jesus, because you're taking care of somebody that can't take care of themselves. And that just, it stirred my soul. I'm like, I was picked to be her mom. And I didn't see it no more as a burden or as a curse upon her family because she was disabled. I saw it as it was good. In the beginning for Robyn, because it's been a 36-year journey, so it all started that, accessibility was an issue, like simple accessibility. Like if Robyn wanted to go for a swim, how are we going to get her in the pool? A lot of the hotels didn't have accessibility, but we've seen that change over our 36-year-old journey, and being aware that their lives are very challenging, and the things that we take for granted, the simple things that we just get up in the morning and we do and we don't give them a thought, is a lot more involved for somebody with any kind of disability, but especially a physical disability. A couple of years ago, Robyn got diagnosed with bladder cancer, and that was quite scary for us. And it led her down some very rough procedures and surgeries and stuff like that. And again, there was never any evidence that she was going through this. She always had a smile. She handled it so well. And I'm not sure I could have. And I'm like, I know where that strength comes from. I know where that is. And it's God. And He has His hand on Robyn's life. She just loves overall going to church and being a part of that. And our church congregation is big, but Robyn has a place. And for the most part, most people immediately know who Robyn is. If they don't, she's going to make sure that they do in a very short time. But it's been amazing, and Robyn's always been accepted and included, and the minute she comes in the door, it's I, Robyn, and everybody realizes that Robyn is a hugger, and the arms are going to fly up very soon, and it's amazing to see how people embrace that, and they come to her, and they make her feel so welcome, And for a while, she was taking these little baby dolls to church, and some of the ladies would, oh, you don't have your baby today, or what's this baby's name, or... So they really knew how to get down on Robyn's level and to make her feel very welcome, and that meant a lot to us. If you're planning something and you know that there's going to be a lot of physical activity involved, so you're not sure how to incorporate that with the person that's sitting in the wheelchair, and you feel like, hey, are they even going to want to come, or is this going to bother them that we're going to be doing these activities and they can't? But just invite them. Because, I know for Robyn gets a kick out of just watching other people. She enjoys that. She doesn't feel bad about any of that. She loves being around anybody. She just embraces that so much. Take them to that parade and set them out in front and just let them do what their abilities allow them to do. When you clarify stuff, it opens up some good communication with people. and it makes them more aware of what we're dealing with and to be more compassionate to the situation, I guess. Just ask. Worst you can be told is no. The Bible tells us in Luke, invite the blind, invite the lame. It doesn't only tell us to invite them, it tells us we'll be blessed if we do that. You'll find out soon enough, what they're all about. And you'll surely get a smile on the whole in most cases. I feel like saying sometimes, oh, if you only knew. If you only knew the joy that I get from this little girl and the things that she's saying and the things that I have learned from her, the little lessons that she teaches me, don't feel sorry for me or don't feel sorry for Robyn, because I'm telling you, she sees the world in a way that most of us would wish we could. Again, I feel God's had his hand on her from birth because she's always been so contented with life, so happy. Anybody who knows Robyn knows that the first thing you're going to get is arms extended and you're going to get a smile. And that's the love of God right there. She carries around this Jesus. She absolutely loves him. And she says that he's with her physically because she has this plush toy that she adores. But he's also with her in other ways. And she can grasp that. She knows that there is a God. He loves her. And, he's been with her this whole time. I know she gets that part. Robyn may be disabled, and she didn't have the opportunity to get married, have children. But she shows us the love of God every single day of her life. And he put her here for a reason. And I feel that anyone who knows her learns what that reason is, that she's just a light. She's a light in the darkness, that's for sure.
We appreciate all the people who have shared their stories here on Heart Matters over the years. It's not always easy to get in front of the camera, but our guests realize the impact that a story can have when the spotlight is focused on Jesus. Perhaps you have a story to tell, or maybe a friend or family member has an experience to share with all of us. Maybe there's a unique event happening in your community, or an incredible singer from your area. We'd love to hear about it. Simply drop by our website and leave us a message. Or you can write us on social media, where you can also keep up to date with what's happening here each week. It's a blessing to be able to collaborate together and partner with what God is doing all around our beautiful province. Still to come in today's show, The Bottom Line with Mike Freake, and more music from Sharon Hodder when Heart Matters returns.
From the first scoop of dirt to the final coat of paint, Hometown Construction does it all. Whether you need something custom built from scratch or renovated to meet your needs, we've got you covered. Hometown Construction, helping you live the life you build.
Scott's Transport Limited is a family-owned and operated full transportation company located in beautiful Deer Lake. In business for over 25 years and with a fleet of modern equipment and dedicated team, we service the growing needs of businesses from Newfoundland and Labrador to Ontario and locations in between. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
Begin your next outdoor adventure with Notre Dame Recreation, where you'll find a full line of BRP products. From fun in the snow to riding the waves and adventures in between, they've got it covered with Ski-Doo, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo products. Visit your nearest Notre Dame Recreation Center.
You don't have to convince anyone in Newfoundland that this has been a winter to remember. And it feels like the snow just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. And even as we're recording this today, we are in the middle of yet another snowstorm. It almost feels like, like we're in Narnia and we're under a winter that never ends. Did you know that in some parts of the province this year, snowfall totals have pushed well over 400 centimeters already? That's more than 13 feet of snow, and that's not including today's storm, which could be another 50 plus centimeters in some areas. In a few communities, they've had storms dropping 30, 40, even 60 centimeters at a time. And just when you think you've finally cleared the driveway, another forecast pops up or the plow comes by and pushes it all back in again. And it's not just the amount, it's the feeling of it. You shovel, you push, you pile it up, and you think, surely this must be the last one. And then, another system rolls in. And after a while, it's not even about clearing anymore. It's about not knowing where to put it. I don't know about you, but I don't know how much more my back patio can take before it starts to collapse. And the snowbanks get so high, you just run out of space. And it's even at the point where my snowblower can no longer throw it over the banks in my driveway. You look around and you think, I don't know what to do with all of this. And honestly, life can sometimes feel that way. Have you ever felt like problems don't just come one at a time? They just keep piling up. One stress turns into another. One disappointment leads into another. One burden flows right after the other. And then there are seasons of life where it just feels relentless, like there's no break in the storm, no pause in the forecast, like there's no end in sight. And you think, I can't handle one more thing. I don't know where to put this. I don't know what to do with everything that's coming at me. But just like winters in Newfoundland and Labrador, storms don't last forever, even when they feel like they will. Eventually, the sun comes out. Eventually, the melt begins. Eventually, what felt endless starts to disappear little by little. And here's the hope. God doesn't always stop the storms from coming, but He does promise that we never have to face them alone. And He promises to give us strength to keep shoveling. He gives grace and clarity for the next step. And He gives peace when we don't know where to put it all. So if life feels like you're in a snowstorm right now, relentless, heavy, and overwhelming, may you know the hope of Jesus. And may you know that you're never alone. You know, the Bible tells us time and time again that He is present, that He does walk with us. And there's one verse in the Bible that says that He is an ever-present help in times of trouble. And that's great news. So whatever storm you find yourself in today, whatever weight you are carrying, remember that He is with you regardless of how heavy the snow is piling up. The bottom line is this: God is faithful in every season, even in the longest winter.
When the mountain looks so tall, your faith is so small, your back's against a wall. There's a God above who's looking down in love. He's always been faithful and true. He is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. He knows your pain like no other. Don't be afraid. Step out in faith and call on His name. God's still faithful in the midst of it all. He's faithful. When the earth beneath your feet gives way in defeat, He's faithful. When it's just too much for you and you don't know what to do, God will carry you through. When hope is all gone, you've no strength to hold on. God's still faithful. Faithful is He when your faith is weak. You've lost your peace. doesn't mean anything. Oh, God's a present help in your time of trouble, when everything around you has crumbled. He will never change. He will remain forever the same. Oh, God's still faithful in the midst of it all. He's faithful. Yes, He is. When the earth beneath your feet gives way in defeat, He's faithful. When it's just too much for you and you don't know what to do, God will carry you through. When hope is all gone, you've no strength to hold on. God's still faithful. Oh, when it's just too much for you and you don't know what to do, God will carry you through. When hope is all gone, you've no strength to hold on. God's still faithful. He's faithful.
God is faithful. That's something that we say a lot here on Heart Matters. But do you know what? It can never be said enough. God has been faithful and He always will be. Thank you, Sharon, for singing that for us today. And a big thank you to Denise and Robyn for opening up and sharing some of their story. Throughout this series, we'll be bringing you stories from around the province. You'll hear from individuals with exceptionalities, their families, and leaders who are trying to break down barriers. It's a series about resilience, unconditional love, and the belief that every single person has a vital, beautiful role to play in our community. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you will join us here again next week.